3 Kiwis, 1 Kanga, 17,000 kilometres over a third of the world, 20 countries, 2 continents, 51 days, and the adventure of a lifetime.
We slowly drove to the nearest town to get our car fixed. It was a bit of a mission because no one could speak English and they didn't have any springs for our Suzuki, so we had to modify one, but it seemed to work all good. We're back on the road in no time. We came across this cool little spot to have a bath. Several hours of driving, we found a place to camp which overlooked Afghanistan.
Our gas is run out, so we're making a
No
fire,
gas
and
left in
Dan
our
has got
cooker.
bit of,
We had to try and make
coming
a
in
fire.
petrol, and we're gonna light it up into
Our main fuel was cow dung and dried up sticks. No one really enjoyed the risotto, but I reckon it wasn't too bad. The next day provided us with some of the most spectacular and remote landscapes on our trip. Day 3 of the Pamir crossing, and broken the other spring, the left hand rear. No one around.
So actually right now I'm not really sure what Dan's trying to do with the spring, but it involves a mallet. And Dan's just pretending he knows what he's doing.
Day 4 on the Pamir highway. I can get a bit closer to these yaks. Hey mate. You can see in that direction, not much. And that direction, not much either. We decided to stop and get some tea, and these lovely locals said that they will make us some, and yeah, so we're about to go and get some. As we slowly climb to the highest point of the crossing, it started to snow. Day 5 of the Pamir highway crossing, and yeah, it's snowing and we're loving it. We are probably about 4,500 metres. Pretty isolated. Kind of cold. See the suspension turns there. We had a cheeky stop in China before we continued on to the Tajikistan-Kyrgyzstan border, where we were about to get in a lot of trouble. So we're currently going back to Tajikistan border, where we have some motorcyclists from Korea. They've broken down and they want us to give them a hand taking their stuff. So we've got all their stuff, like we've got tyres and heaps of shit in the back, and we're going to take it down to the, well, we can only go to the border because we can't go back into Tajikistan because our visa's gone. I don't think they understand that. They've got a leg of goat in the boot, and we're going to try to cook that up tonight. which is if we ever get to the home state. But yeah, it's good fun. When we were coming up to Tajikistan's border, there were some horns on the side of the road. So we're like, oh yeah, they look sick. So we put them on our car, either side, so it looked like we were a ram. And as we were going through the Tajikistan side, they were like, oh yeah, sweet. Well, pretty much, they didn't say anything, as in don't have those. As we went through, when we were getting our passport stamped and all the, exiting, some guys rocked up and they had 3 sheep or mountain goats or something in the back of their car, and then they took them out and they started gutting them and cutting off their heads and gutting them to eat, and they were like, oh no, you can't go, you have to eat. So we stayed for a while, we had some tea, and it got a bit late because we were there for maybe 30 minutes and we were like, oh, we gotta go. So we said, oh, we gotta go, see ya. And they're like, oh, no. And then they chopped off a leg from the sheep or the goat or whatever, chucked it in our car. So as we were going through, so we were like, see, and we left. As we were going out of Tajikistan and into Kyrgyzstan, we got to Kyrgyzstan and went through, we got our passport stamped, and they were like, yeah, sweet, just go to customs. And we're like, okay. So we rocked up in our car into customs with these 2 ram horns on the side of our car. Got there and I had to go in to the room because I got like the car's in my name, and I was sitting in the room with like this general guy and doing my little paper as normally do, write down the car and stuff, and then this guy walks in with 2 ram horns and it's like, oh no, and then the general guy's like, oh what? And anyway, I was there for maybe 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, trying to tell them what just happened and that we had no, we just picked them up off the side of the road and put them on our car because they look cool. And they were saying, no, it's big problem, and they pointed to a flag and it was red, and they're like, red book, in our red, and I was like, oh, hang on. And then, because I was just like, oh shit, what's happening? This is starting to, turn south. And then he's like, weapons, drugs, contraband, all this, and then he's like, started to name animals and shit, and that was one of them. Then he pulled, I was like, oh fuck, this is going not good. And so his mate, they couldn't speak much English as well, so it was very hard to bloody communicate. And his mate got this massive banner, and it had all these, about 6 endangered animals, like jaguar or leopard or something, eagles, there were some other, I can't remember the other ones, but then he pointed to this picture and it was of these big Marco Polo sheep, and they have these big horns, and that's what we had in our car, on our car, with these bloody Marco Polo ram horns. And he was like, oh, big problem, no, you can't, why? I was like, I didn't, and then he was like, and pointed at the bloody horns and then to me. I was like, no, I didn't shoot it, I just picked them up the side, and then we had another little horn on the front of our car. And then the dude came in, he was like, what's this? And then the dude's like, oh, and then he's had a go, he was like, too much, what are you doing? And then he said, I gotta call Osh to see what they say. And I was like, oh god, this is going pretty bad. And then after he got off the phone, he was like, oh, translator, 5 minutes. I was like, oh crap, sweet, I'm gonna be translating all this. And what else? He said, oh, Tajikistan border, you didn't go. And I was like, yeah, we went through the border and we went through the control, And he's like, you didn't get your bag or your car checked? And I said, yeah, our car, like we had the horns on the side of our bloody car. And he said, like, you're sweet and to go. So the end of this, the main thing of the story is that bloody Tajikistan, you guys, oh, you stitched us up, I think. They knew. Oh, yeah. And then, oh yeah, we had that bloody leg in the bag that they chucked in. So, about maybe, we got, into Kyrgyzstan. In the end, we got into Kyrgyzstan, and he said, customs and tourists, friends, and then he said, tourists and police, not friends. If they see that or see anything, they will money. So that was good. He was a nice guy.
We had to pay $30.
We had to pay $30, but we got out into Kyrgyzstan and we had that leg, and that was chucked because we didn't want to be caught with it. Oh shit! And we've still got a broken spring, and we don't. It's about 10:30, and we don't have anywhere to stay. Our tents are all wet. Our sleeping bags are wet. We don't have any fire to make any food. So yeah, we're going good.
Next time